Welcome to the Find My New Life podcast. I'm Christopher Lapine, spiritual liberation author and speaker. This podcast brings you inspiration, hope, and answers for how to live a modern, God-centered spiritual life. It will help you have a more direct, deeper experience of God, find more happiness, and live your incredible God-given destiny. You can find all my podcasts, as well as videos, books, and more at findmynewlife.com. So, let's get started with today's show. Hello, welcome. This is Chris. This is the podcast for January the 28th, 2023. It's the fourth podcast of the year. Why does God allow evil, suffering, and destruction? The profound reason for imperfection. It's so good to have you today. I hope you're having a nice weekend, whatever's going on. If you're open and willing, I'm going to give you several things today in this podcast. First is, I'm going to give you a satisfying answer to why there's evil, suffering, imperfection, destruction in the world, in your life. You're also going to get some peace and some hope. You're going to begin to get some determination to move forward and begin to feel some excitement. You're going to have a better understanding of the nature of life here on earth, the nature of the interactions, how things change. You're going to have a better understanding of your role in this imperfect world. You're going to find a way to thrive in the midst of the imperfection, the suffering, the evil, the destruction of this world. And most importantly, you're going to find more power in yourself. You're going to discover that power if you haven't already. And all of this, no matter what you're going through, can come to you if you keep an open mind and an open heart. You're going to have to bring yourself to the point to just suspend judgment, listen, and please stay with me. Listen with your inner spirit, your inner intuition, and sit with it and see if what I'm saying is true to you. And just take your time. Your inner spirit is going to let you know. And you probably will if you're open, if you start to feel hope growing in you, don't squash it, let it grow, believe it, and trust it. It's not too good to be true. There is hope. There's hope for me, you, whatever you're going through, and whatever this world is going through right now. And in the end, you're going to have to make your own decisions. I can't know what you've suffered through in your life or what your family members have suffered through. I know people whose children just have childhood diseases, lifelong diseases, crippling them, hurting them, limiting them. I know people who have just been through horrific experiences through no choice of their own, none at all. And yet they keep having these experiences. It's a reality. I mean, we look on the news and we see war, we see horrible atrocities, we see environmental destruction, you name it, shootings, keep going. So it's definitely here. And I just want you to please keep an open mind today, because I think that if you do, you're going to allow yourself to think a little bit differently about things and probably come to a better understanding and a way forward. Please, if you're going through something, I don't want you to think that I'm discounting or trying to ignore your pain, your suffering, your frustration, whatever you've been through. I can't possibly know the depths of what you're experiencing. I really can't. But what I can do is ask you to please stay with me through this podcast, have some patience and listen. It's going to be pretty good. And we'll go forward from there and just suspend all judgment, all thinking, because I know pain can drive us to just hunker down. So please come with me on this journey and be open. So the first thing is we ask, well, okay, if there's really a loving God in the world, right? Why is it so screwed up? Why is God allowing this? What is going on? Okay? If God is so loving, so that's really the paradox. It's, we feel in our inner spirit that God is a loving God, but yet we have all this nonsense going on in the world. And then some of us say, well, there can't possibly be a God who would allow this. And if there is a God who allows this, I don't want to know a God like that. That's a monster God. That's a sick God. I assure you that if you listen to your inner spirit, there is an answer, and you will be satisfied with the answer if you give it time. It might not be in one day. It may be an answer an understanding that emerges for you. But let's go forward. Okay, let's start with assumptions about God. These assumptions about God, these truths about God, are going to be a context for the answer, are going to help you understand the answer better. The first thing is that God is an absolutely loving God in every way. The creator of the universe, your divine parent, the first source and center, the one, the protector, the upholder, the planner, the envisioner, your divine eternal Father loves you above all else, loves us above everything. Love is the dominant attitude, driver of the infinite, universal heart of God, period. And that every decision God is making is for the ultimate benefit of every single being in the universe, every single person in your life, every single person on the earth. So his plan is taking care of that. The priority in his plan is the ultimate, complete satisfaction and joy and eternal growth and life for you, for me, for everybody. That's the priority. Everything is secondary to that. So his plan is going to give us and is giving us the best possible future now and for eternity. The best possible realization of joy, progress, discovery, adventure, relationships, love, truth, beauty, and goodness. It's all in the eternal plan. Yet, we as humans look and are experiencing a lot on this planet. There's a lot of suffering. And let's take a look at why. The big question is why? Why? What's going on? The short, concise answer is that most of the trouble in the world, the issues in the world, are caused by humans, period. By the choices that humans make. There are people we know that are making bad choices. There are people who are truly evil and want destruction, enjoy suffering, making other people suffer, controlling other people. They're there. They've always been there through history. And the reason they rise to power, the reason they gain control, is that every step of their journey, they are allowed to go forward. It starts out by them making very simple comments to bring people in, to get people on their side, and people agree. You might have a small doubt, you might be a little uncomfortable, but people start agreeing with them. And the more you agree, the more you are likely to agree. The more you allow, the more you are likely to allow. If you're in a situation and you have a person who's making negative, shameful, cruel comments or jokes, and you allow it, you are allowing that evil to grow. And it is because collectively we have allowed evil to grow that we're seeing it worldwide. These evil leaders gather people gradually amongst them, and they seek power, they seek control, they seek validation for their thoughts, They want to support their egos, and they enjoy physical pleasure. Whether it's exploiting women for sexual favors, gorging themselves, buying things for themselves, it all comes down to that. The reason we have the situation we do, the reason that it continues, is that not enough light has been shown to crowd out the darkness. That means all of us actually have the power to effect this change to the positive, to shine our lights, to move to the next level. And that is the true adventure. Each of us has a wonderful opportunity, a wonderful responsibility of the adventure of shining the light on good where we can. Courage and self-sacrifice is the key to making the world a better place. But the question remains, why did God give so much to this power of choice? Why does he allow it to go so far? Again, we have seen horrific examples in human history of mass slaughter, genocide, anything you can think of. Let's get to the bottom of that. Let me talk to you a little bit more about what God is intending along these lines, and see if this resonates with your inner spirit. Again, let me tell you, it's, we have really two things going on, two ends of a spectrum. God could have created us absolutely perfectly in every way, so everyone would be kind and loving to each other. Everything would be an absolute paradise. And there are places in the universe he's done that. He didn't do it here for some reason, right? So this is what the reason is. Our destiny in the universe is to contribute, to help others, ultimately. Others after this life. And we are getting an absolutely unique experience in growing. We are evolving. We're not created perfect. We're very imperfect. But please understand that the gift from God, the greatest gift from God, is even your self-consciousness. You know that you know. And what comes with that is also choice. You can choose. You can choose whether to pay attention to the inner light or not. You can choose whether to follow it or not. You can choose what to do with your body. These are all the choices that you can make. And they have repercussions. Forget about karma right now. Forget about any of that. If I go out right now and I'm not paying attention, and let's say I am overeating every day. Actually, I have a little bit recently, but let's say you're overeating every day. You start to gain weight, and it starts to affect you. You slow down, health problems, etc. It's not karma from like another life. It's because of decisions I made. So most of it, most of the things in my life, and I think in most people's lives, are the result of decisions that we make, pure and simple. I chose a certain career. Okay, I did it. There are certain repercussions that come out of that. I choose to go certain places, be with certain people. I choose to spend my time in certain ways. So it's choice. Choice is the main determiner of what you experience in life. And you can also choose how to react to that experience. Pure and simple. You have an eternal life and destiny. That's another God-given gift based on a choice. You are imperfect because there is a tremendous purpose in you evolving from imperfect to more perfected. Growth provides you tremendous satisfaction, and it unlocks all future realities. You were meant to grow. The technique of growth is evolution in this material world. We know that life on the planet evolved, and you know that you can evolve in your life. And in order for this whole thing to work, this whole beautiful process of evolution, creation, the satisfaction of growth, adventure, the joy of embracing uncertainty with faith and seeing things turn out. The only way this is possible is if God does not interfere with your choice. For example, let's go back to the food example. So if I'm going and I'm overeating, I'm getting unhealthy, and it's shortening my lifespan. If my inner spirit said, "Look, Chris, I'm taking over. I'm going to eliminate all your desire for food, and you're only going to have a desire to do what I'm telling you to do," then I'm not choosing the light. The light is being forced upon me, and I'm now a puppet. So, no choice. There's no choice involved. Without choice, there's no growth. Without choice, there's really no adventure. Without choice, there's no risk. Without choice, there are really none of the incredible benefits. Actually, without choice, we don't get any of the most amazing benefits in life. Peace, assurance, security, trust, triumph, growth, adventure. All of these things are not possible without growth. So if I make poor choices that affect other people, now I'm going to make them a little bit unhappy. I may be inflicting suffering, pain, destruction. It depends. So we're all interdependent in this process. And it's really an inevitability about life. So I'm going to read a quote from you from the Rancha book. Awesome book, by the way. And just take some time with it. I'm going to read it slowly, and I assure you it's worth listening to. So hang in there with me. Here we go. The uncertainties of life and the vicissitudes of existence do not in any manner contradict the concept of the universal sovereignty of God. All evolutionary creature life is beset by certain inevitabilities. Consider the following. Is courage, strength of character, desirable? Then must man be reared in an environment which necessitates grappling with hardships and reacting to disappointments. Is altruism, service to one's fellows, desirable? Then must life experience provide for encountering situations of social inequality. Is hope, the grandeur of trust, desirable? Then human existence must constantly be confronted with insecurities and recurrent uncertainties. Is faith, the supreme assertion of human thought, desirable? Then must the mind of man find itself in that troublesome predicament where it ever knows less than it can believe. Is the love of truth and the willingness to go wherever it leads desirable? Then must man grow up in a world where error is present and falsehood always possible. Is idealism, the approaching concept of the divine, desirable? Then must man struggle in an environment of relative goodness and beauty, surroundings stimulative of the irrepressible reach for better things. Is loyalty, devotion to highest duty, desirable? Then must man carry on amid the possibilities of betrayal and desertion. The valor of devotion to duty consists in the implied danger of default. Is unselfishness, the spirit of self-forgetfulness, desirable? Then must mortal man live face to face with the incessant clamoring of an inescapable self for recognition and honor. Man could not dynamically choose the divine life if there were no self-life to forsake. Man could never lay saving hold on righteousness if there were no potential evil to exalt and differentiate the good by contrast. Is pleasure, the satisfaction of happiness, desirable? Then must man live in a world where the alternative of pain and the likelihood of suffering are ever-present experiential possibilities. So when we think about it, the only way to have the best possible world, the only way to know all the joys of existence is by allowing free will choice. That's how God delivers the fruits of the Spirit, the benefits on our lives, the real benefits inside. And those are the only ones that last after this life anyway. Choice. That's it. It's always choice. So going back, when you think about the original question, why does God allow all of this suffering and evil in the world? Why does he do that if he's really a good God? Why? Why would I want to be cooperating with a God like that? Why would I want to know a God like that? Because he knows more than you do and is taking care of you. Trust. And the only way you can trust God is by going inside. That's it. If we just look on the outside of what's going on, we're tempted to think that, there's no plan. It's out of control. Things are nasty. People, you just kind of give up. You lose hope. What can overcome all of that? What possible power can help me heal from the suffering I'm going through? What? The inner sanctum, the inner bastion of complete immersion in the divine, in the Creator. And that's where all the real satisfaction and benefit and the greatest experience of life comes in. That's it. It's that power of choice. And the most important choice we can make is to even acknowledge that we're feeling something inside, that we're feeling something that's beginning to give us hope. There's a yearning. Can you feel the itch? Can you feel the hunger? Aren't you hungry for that? There's a reason. God has placed that hunger for truth in you because he wants to lead you on the path of transcending any suffering, any pain, any frustration, any dissatisfaction. Transcending it by knowing where you are going ultimately, by feeling his total love. He's with you. He's got you. His angels surround you. There is a real purpose to what you're going through. What you're going through may not be based on the choices that you made, but I can assure you it's not based on choices you made in some past life. It's the nature of life on this planet, and things are getting better on this planet. It's going to take a while, and one of the primary ways it's going to get better is by us working together and confronting evil, being willing to sacrifice and lay it on the line. Just praying doesn't work. Just hoping doesn't work. Just visualizing does not work. You've got to take that divine vision, supercharge it, and do what the Creator is telling you to do, and things will change in your life and elsewhere. Make those decisions. Have that adventure in your life, and you will transcend every pain, every frustration, every lack of self-confidence, everything you're going through. And those decisions are going to take you on new highways, on new trails to adventure and happiness and the transcendence of all the suffering and limitations that you have. It will. That's where God wants to lead you. Wholeheartedness is the key. When you feel that inside, accept who God really is. The loving, kind, beautiful God, no matter what people are telling you, no matter what you're seeing in the world. There are no middlemen. You don't have to join a group or an organization or anything. You don't have to subscribe to my website. Doesn't matter. Accept the loving divine Father within you. The Father put an absolute fragment of himself inside you. An absolute piece of him is inside you, your personal, unique, individual spirit guide. And that guide is going to take you from the earth to the portals of eternity on paradise. And that journey is a journey of choice and adventure and faith and joy and achievement, real achievement, relationships with others, confronting evil, confronting suffering, making the world a better place. And that's really the greatest greatest gift of all is that adventure. It is not easy. It takes wholeheartedness. But I promise you, when you when you can try, when you put out 100%, that makes a difference in you. That allows God to come into you more and expand your capacity to receive more. You don't have to be wholehearted 24/7. You don't have to be wholehearted in every single moment. But in those moments when you feel the power and the light within, you feel the hope for goodness, give yourself 100% for as long as you can. It might be 45 seconds, it might be 5 minutes, it might be half an hour. But in those moments, as you're going through your life, keep that God consciousness. And those wholehearted moments will begin to merge into the next level, the next dimension, the next frequency, the next plateau in your life. My friend, whatever you're going through, whatever your children, your friends, your family, whatever you see, understand that there is no power on earth or in the universe that is going to triumph over the Creator's eternal plan for you and all of us and the universe. Nothing is going to stop this plan, and we get to take part in that. We get to take part in the evolution past the imperfections, the suffering, the evil, the cruelty that we see. We are going to transcend it, and that's going to be an amazing triumph as we make those small and those large achievements in our lives, those successes. We will begin to win those and go forward, and that'll be the testimony of an adventurous, courageous, successful, joyous, and triumphant life on this planet. However far it goes along, we know we're planting seeds for the future. We know it will get better, and everything that we're going through here will help us. The imperfections with our bodies, the diseases, all of that is the raw material to bring us to hunger for more inside and to transform ourselves through aligning to the will of the Father. This is the arena. This is the joy, the adventure of shining the light, of creating goodness, of being kind and loving, and having the faith that by your service to others and your courage in really scary situations and your sacrifice, that this will begin to change the world, person by person. And as more people are changed, as we work harder for the divine plan, then those people who are evil, destructive, cruel, will be limited. They won't be able to do what they have done. They will not be able to gather groups of people around them. And then we will move to new levels where we will help each other improve even more beyond just controlling destruction and suffering. We will reach levels where we will truly live out the golden rule, and we will truly be living the will of our loving, kind, perfect, divine Father, God. He will give you everything you need. You will transcend all of your fears, inadequacies with His gentle help. Trust. Believe you are a child of the Creator of the universe. You are. His Spirit lives inside you and is dedicated to you and only you for eternity. We are all sisters and brothers. Your loving God is your loving Father for eternity. Have faith. Believe it. Go forward and fight those exciting, scary battles in life. Face what you have and feel the hope within and begin to come to that place. No matter what you have to endure, no matter what you're going through, you can transcend it. You might not be able to take it away, but you can transcend above it and be immersed in the total love, the total peace of the embrace of the Universal Father. So friends, thanks a lot for staying with me today. This was a little bit longer podcast, but I think it certainly warranted it. This is a good topic and kind of an eternal question. And it's great having you here. I really want to wish you the best on your spiritual adventure, the choices you're making in your life. And yes, please subscribe. Please tell everybody about my channel and so forth. I want to reach as many people as possible. Check out the website, etc. I wish you truly, truly all the best, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for listening today. I hope it helped you on your journey. Go to findmynewlife.com for all my podcasts and much more. If you'd like to contact me with ideas or requests, use the Contact Me link on that website. I wish you the best on your spiritual journey. Remember, you are a child of God and we are family. You could claim an amazing destiny. See you next time.